Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Today in the Bible Bistro, we're going to look at verses 6 and 7 here in Psalm 74. So if you have your Bible there handy, why don't you open it up to Psalm 74. Get yourself something cold or hot to drink, maybe a little snack, and open your Bible up with me. And we're going to sit here at the table and talk about these two verses. Wonderful or terrifying, probably terrifying is a better word, what they did. But it was something that was, that they knew, they could have known was coming. You know, if you go back to 2 Kings, I think it's 2 Kings. No, it's Chronicles. If you go back to Chronicles, chapter 36, and read verses 14 through 21. That really gives you the background. That's all you need to know about the why. Why have you cast us off is the question there in verse 1. Why does your anger smoke? Well, read 2 Chronicles 36, 14 through 21, and you'll find out. Because he tells very plainly what the people had done, what the Lord did in bringing Nebuchadnezzar, and then the mercy of God is demonstrated there as well at the end of that chapter towards the people. So here we have the report from the ground. This is a ground level view now. It says there that they break down the carved work. This is verse 6. But now they break down the carved work thereof at once with axes and hammers. They have cast fire into thy sanctuary. They have defiled by casting down the dwelling place of thy name to the ground. So if you go back and you look at 2 Chronicles, and also especially at 2 Kings chapter 25, in verse 13 there, it talks about how they took the brass pillars and they broke them into pieces. That's exactly the same language that we have here. See, the man was famous for cutting down a tree with an axe, but now they break down the carved work. So they go into the house of the Lord and they break down the carved work, and with axes and hammers, they break it up because they want to take the precious metals back with them. And so they do. They take all the gold, all the silver, all the jewels, all the brass. They take everything, and they take it back with them. And then what do? It says there in verse 7, they've cast fire into thy sanctuary, which is exactly what it tells us in both 2 Chronicles and in 2 Kings. Once they stripped it, they burned it. They put fire to it and burned it to the ground. And it wasn't rebuilt until Ezra's day. Until Ezra and Nehemiah came, the temple was not rebuilt. So it lies desolate, which is the language that he uses there. You know, the perpetual desolations. He says, Lord, lift your feet up unto the perpetual desolations. Well, you know, not only was Jerusalem sacked, and when you read the account there in Kings and in Chronicles, I mean, Nebuchadnezzar came in, he killed everybody. He killed young and old. It didn't matter who, infants. He killed moms. He killed old men and women. He killed young men and women. It doesn't matter. He came in and wiped them out. And he took the temple and he took all the booty from the king's houses and from the princes and from the temple and destroyed everything. I mean, he came in and just erased what was there. It was what the Lord told them was going to happen. His anger did smoke against his people. And of course, now from a 30,000-foot view, look at all of this. You know, we can look at Chronicles and we can look at Kings and look at the account here in the Psalms. But if you're on the ground level and you're staring at in the face, you can't see the forest for the trees. And so all you're confronted with is the destruction and the emotion of that and the devastation. And all of it, it's just overwhelming. And so we understand the psalmist's point of view here. Why have you done this? This is horrible. This is devastation. This is desolation. Your sanctuary is burned with fire. Everything is gone. Well, tomorrow we'll look at verses 8 and 9 and see what else he has to say here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.